Maybe we need to get you into smoking cigars, drinking wine, hitting the gym, whatever it is that you want to do, talking to women, whatever it is. Any Bitcoiner that's stepped foot on a Peter Schiff debate gets there and is too respectful. I would point out a number of things. Number one, what percentage of your portfolio is in gold? What percentage of your portfolio is in gold? Because that determines your conviction. Though I don't like Nassim Taleb because of his opinions on Bitcoin, but he has said that one of the smartest things in a portfolio, don't tell me your thoughts, show me your portfolio. Don't tell me your opinions, show me your portfolio. And if Peter Schiff has less than 50% of his portfolio in gold, he does not have the level of conviction in order to debate a Bitcoiner. Right? So that's number one thing I would say. Secondly, I would say is, how do you feel about the underperformance of your favored assets and its mining companies against a simple S&P 500 index fund? And I think starting on those two bases, we would reformulate Peter's brain into realizing that this is about the opportunity. Now, here's the reality of what's going on. I think things are a lot more sinister than they seem. I think that Peter actually has a Bitcoin position and he's playing a role, which is more sinister. And I don't respect that for shit, because I had gold. I was a gold guy, right? Talking about gold, etc., etc. I was a gold guy. And I had to sell. As soon as I sold my entire gold portfolio, I said that openly to everyone. I've sold my entire gold position. And I no longer believe in gold because I now understand Bitcoin. And it is disrespectful in my eyes to not do that for people. And so I think the entertainment game that Peter Schiff is playing, there's an empathy chip that is turned off inside of him, which doesn't make him realize that people are actually losing their fucking life savings by listening to him. So do you think I would destroy Peter Schiff? I don't know. Yeah, I think generally speaking, any Bitcoiner besides Natalie, I love Natalie Brunell. I think she did an amazing job. Besides Natalie, that is like sat in front of Peter Schiff, has sort of got like the Messiah complex. Like, oh my God, this is Peter Schiff I'm talking against. Like, the guy's a fucking moron when it comes to Bitcoin. Needs to be told he's a moron. Now, of course, I wouldn't be disrespectful to him in a debate, but we would definitely have a debate for sure. Yeah, look, if you are talking about living in countries and stuff like that, you got to look at it what your goal is, right? Your goal should be to add to the country. How you add to a country is by spending money, investing in the country, building something in the country, or having children in a country. That's how you add to a country. You don't add to it in the way most nomads want to add to it, which is by going to Starbucks every day. Like, that doesn't work. So I think a lot of these countries are gonna. I also think we've just had the peak of digital nomads, so I think that's going to start slowing down soon, aggressively. Savings levels in the U.S. have come back down to pre-COVID levels, and that's a big determining factor on what most of these morons do with their lives. So I think that's going to start coming down, and you're going to actually have to be rich in order to travel again. So which is good, because most people, I don't think they should be nomad traveling. I think they should be in the US building their career, or in the UK building their career, or in Canada or Europe or whatever it is, building their career. And then once they do that, then finding opportunities to allow them to travel. I didn't travel for the first 8 or 9 years of my career. I was building stuff, figuring stuff out. There are pockets of Europe that are fantastic. Madrid has been fantastic to me. It's felt safe, very, very, very limited poor immigration. Hopefully it stays like that. Beautiful city, well kept, safe, et cetera, et cetera. And I think if it continues moving in that direction, it may be an option in the future. If you're in Canada, Spain is like a billion times better. But if you're in I don't know, Dubai, Spain, and you have the same sort of political philosophies that, I have, Spain is not going to be that for you, right? Or you live in some parts of Asia, Spain is not going to be that for you. So it just depends what you need. For me, what I've realized is I need to find, and this is the journey that I'm on right now, and I will, accomplish this by next year. I need to find 2 places to live. because I like doing 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months. I like that. It keeps my mind fresh. It keeps me on point. It keeps me, it basically keeps me changing my perspective, keeps my perspective sharp, basically. And what I need a place that is a first world where action is happening, not just the first world, but like the United Kingdom is a first world. There's no action going on. I need the first world where action is happening. And secondly, I need a place which is a third world, but where action will happen in the future. And that's what I'm sort of looking for. And I don't know what those two are yet. I've got a lot of traveling to do over the next 6 months. By the way, I used to live in Asia before. So I want to go check it out and see whether it's back to what it was. Kuala Lumpur, Buenos Aires. I've been hearing so much about Buenos Aires. It's unbelievable. It's actually pissing me off how much I'm hearing about Buenos Aires. Malaga, which is quite interesting because it was recently named as one of the top executive nomad destinations, which is like basically rich people that don't work in an office. And Serbia because of the residency. So Japan's going through the same crisis, 15 years ahead of what the rest of the world, 20 years ahead of what the rest of the world is going through, which is a population crisis. They're trying to beg people to come there now. And that's what I think everyone's going to have to do. I think Japan is in a very dangerous position, and we'll see what happens. Power law is the dumbest thing I ever seen in my life. Here's the truth on power law. No one can give you a tight guideline on, it's called the line. So all the power law fanatics have a master, it's called the line. And if the line tells them that the price is high, then the price is high. And if the line tells them that the price is low, then the price is low. Okay, cool. I get that. So the line is your profit. But how far above the line does it need to go in order to get an answer to that question, right? The question I've asked, what would need to happen in order to disprove power law to you? I said, what if it goes above the line? Yeah, then the response is, it depends how long it stays above the line. Okay, so let's say it goes above the line, right? The line is at 200,000. Let's say it goes above the line to $1 million and it stays there for 10 years. Does that mean that the line is wrong? Right? And they're like, well, it depends. Does it ever come down and touch? So I'm like, okay, so let's say it goes to $1 million, right? The line is here, goes up to $1 million, and then just stays there. Eventually, the line is going to come and hit that. So are you going to use that to trade your position? Do you trust the line, your profit, enough to say, when it goes above power law, I'm going to sell? I'm going to short, in fact. Not even just sell, short. That's the actual conviction play. And then when it goes below power law, I'm going to buy. I'm going to go long. I'm going to go leverage long. Are you going to do that? And the answer is always no. And when that's the case, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's a great amount of mental masturbation for Twitter. And the people that are talking about it are gaining followers. And that's why they're talking about it. At the end of the day, all models are wrong. Some are useful. And I don't even think power law is useful. Right? Because if you're not going to trade it, you're not gonna do anything with it. What's the point? Right? These people are gonna get people hurt because what's going to happen is they're going to talk about the power law. Everyone's going to get fantasized by the line, and then it's going to go up, and then they're going to sell their Bitcoin because the line said so. And now it's just going to enter S-curve adoption, and it's going to shoot up. I just don't see the value of it. If you're not going to use it as a trading tool, there is no value in a model, right? Now, they might say, hey, I like maths. Well, you're a fucking nerd, firstly, right? And that's one thing. Like, if you're literally looking at the power law because you say, I'm interested in maths, you're a fucking nerd. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, I genuinely have lost patience with these people, right? BlackRock is not looking at power law and saying, hey, maybe we should lighten up. Fidelity is not looking at power law and saying, hey, maybe we should go long because it's below the power law line. The line said so. Right? That's not happening. So therefore, I don't think normal people should be listening to this and should be, uh, you know, following along with what's going on with power law. Who cares where it is with power law? The question is, are you at 1 Bitcoin? Are you at 5 Bitcoin? Are you at 10 Bitcoin? Are you at 20 Bitcoin? Are you at 50 Bitcoin? Are you at 100 Bitcoin? Are you at 500 Bitcoin? Are you at 1,000 Bitcoin? How many Bitcoin are you at? And does your X Bitcoin divided by 21 million keep going up? That's it. That's the only thing that you should be focused on. Everything else is a bunch of bullshit and designed to distract you to gain your follow. That's it. This is in my opinion, right? Of course, there's going to be people that want to argue with the fact that, oh, this power law is super valuable and I can see it in nature and this, that, and the other bullshit. And it's whatever. Okay, well, use it then. If you're that confident on it, sell 50% of your stack when it goes above your power law line. Guess what? They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Sell 50%. You can't just sell 5%. 5%, 10%. That's all weak numbers. You really want to show conviction? Sell 50%. Sell 50%, and I'll believe that you actually think that this thing is, the second coming of Jesus Christ. And by the way, you can screenshot this video, you can do whatever you want to do, and you can tell whoever you want to tell that I just said this, because I believe it. But yeah, if you really believe that the power law is true, sell 50% of your portfolio when it goes above the power law line or it stretches far beyond the power law line. Sell it and show us. Don't just say I sold it. You better show us. I want to see how much conviction you have for the power law model that was created by a guy that shots too many espressos and shits on Plan B all day because he forgot to get famous. Is that clear enough? Right. Basically, guys, that's it. Absolute pleasure. I'm having too much fun gallivanting around Europe right now, but we'll get back to more consistent videos. But ultimately, there are always only 3 rules to Bitcoin. You don't need another video from me. You don't need anything from me. There's always only 3 rules to Bitcoin. Step number 1, you buy Bitcoin. Step number 2, shut the fuck up. And step number 3, you get fabulously wealthy.